Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's iHogan22 here, and today's video will be officially unboxing the PlayStation 5. The official release date for the PlayStation 5 in most places around the world was the 12th of November 2020. However, it was released a week later in the UK on the 19th of November of 2020. In today's video, I'm going to unbox the PlayStation 5, give my sort of first opinions and thoughts on it in regards to getting my hands on it for the first time. I'll also go through sort of how it compares to the old PlayStation 4 and just what this new generation of consoles is going to look like moving forward for the next amount of years. This is going to be the first time I'm doing content like this on my channel, so if you do like it, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment down below, hit that notification bell just so you don't miss any content in the future. Let's just get straight into the video. So this is the PlayStation 5. So this is the box that it comes in. There is two different versions of the PlayStation 5 that were released on release date. One was a digital deluxe, and then one was a sort of original with a disc drive. So I've gone for the one with the disc drive personally, just because for a couple of different reasons. I like having hard copies of a disc of a game that I'm playing. Like, don't get me wrong, I sometimes do buy games digitally and sort of download them to the console, but in regards to just a few things like security and whatnot, I just personally prefer to have a disc drive so I can physically put discs into the console itself. So that's the one that I've gone for today, the one with the disc drive. In regards to the box, this is it. So obviously in the box it comes with the new PS5 controller as well as, and also as you can just see up here, sort of the main component of this next generation of gaming, especially for the PlayStation 5, is it's HDR compatible, it's 4K with 120 frames, and it's also 8K compatible, but I think that's just with 60 frames in regards to what it can do. So obviously most people are probably going to be playing on 4K with 120 frames on most games, I would have said, but obviously that's personal preference going forward for sort of the gaming for this new season. So my first thought and impression on the box itself is that it's a big old box. It is quite heavy, and also the size of the box is a lot bigger than I would have thought it was. From what I've sort of seen online and what I've seen sort of preview-wise to the PlayStation 5, it is a lot bigger than the sort of its old model, the PlayStation 4, and I think it is bigger as well when compared to the new Xbox Series X. So it is a bigger console. So this is all the information in regards to the front of the box. Now, if we just swivel this round, the side of the box is just the new PlayStation 5 logo. And if we continue to spin it around, we'll get to the back of the box where it's got extra bits of information. So in regards to extra bits of information it's got on the back of the box, first of all, it starts off with its new lightning speed for the new generation of console. It's also got breathtaking immersion in regards to talking about the quality of what it's going to produce for the new generation of console, and also it's talking about the stunning new games that will either sort of be played in 4K or 8K compatibility. So this is the new information that's on the side of the box. In regards to what it has on the other side, again, it's just the new console and also the new controller for the PlayStation 5. So let's just get cracked open and see what's inside. What I think is probably the better method is if I tilt it on its side like this. Again, I've actually not got the biggest table, and this is one big box, so do bear with me. So if I start by opening up here first of all, and then we'll go in from here and see how this is going to open up and what's going to come out straight away. So right, it's all going to come out in one. So let's just pull this away. I quite like keeping boxes as well, just in case. I mean, again, I'm sure there's not going to be any problems with it, but just in case, I want to keep the boxes like as perfect as possible. So we just again turn it over. We've just got a little slit here that we can open up and then pop this forward. So it's actually telling me instructions on how to open it. Fantastic. So if we just pull that open. Yeah, so first of all, this is the smaller box that sort of sat on top of the main box. And I'm probably actually going to have a look at this one first before we get into the console. So let's just pop the console to the side for a second. So this is the smaller sort of accessory box that sits on the top of the main console. So if we do just open this up, what you'll find inside of this box is first of all the instruction manual in regards to the whole PlayStation 5 console and its sort of extra bits of accessories and things like that. So just pop that to the side. Here is something that's been longly anticipated, the new PlayStation 5 controller, which will open up separately as well in a second. You've also then got here just the power socket cable that sits there, that comes in the box. Inside here is the charging cable for the actual controller itself as well, the USB. And then if we open this side of the box up here, you've also got the dock that the PlayStation 5 is going to sit on. And the last thing is the HDMI cable. Right, first things first, so this is the HDMI cable. This is a specific HDMI cable due to the fact that it's built for the 4K and 8K compatibility of the PlayStation 5. So this isn't your sort of normal bog standard HDMI cable. It's a specific built one for the PlayStation 5 itself. So the next thing is the dock that comes with the PlayStation 5. It's got a specific feature with the PlayStation 5 as well this year, so I'll get it out and show you what that looks like. So this is the dock for the PlayStation 5. Obviously it doesn't look much just sort of sat like this on its own, but it's got a really important feature with the PlayStation 5 because of one main reason as well. And that main reason is that when the PlayStation 5 sits horizontally, you need the dock because of the curvature of the PlayStation 5, which we'll obviously look at when we get it out of the box. But it doesn't sit flat horizontally on its own. You need this dock to be able to sit flat and lay it on a sort of flat surface like that and have it sat horizontally. So I will obviously show you guys what that looks like once we get the console out itself. Obviously you can also sit it vertically on the dock as well, and just in case that's the sort of what you would prefer. In regards to aesthetic wise, and I'll show you guys again later, that probably does look better, but again it's more for of where it's going to fit in regards to your setup and things like that. So that's the dock, which is really important this year. And the last thing in regards to the accessories that came in the box is obviously the new controller. So let me just quickly open this up, guys, and show you what that looks like. So this is the new PlayStation 5 controller. So first impressions is it looks amazing, first of all. It also feels a lot nicer as well. I know that I personally was a fan of the PlayStation 4 controller. I really didn't mind it whatsoever. But just how this one fits and sort of feels in your hand, it's slightly bigger. Maybe sort of more towards the size of an Xbox controller in all honesty, but I do personally prefer this size. In regards to the look and aesthetic of it, it is sort of more curved than the PlayStation 4 one was as well. So I can sort of show you a quick side-by-side of what that looks like as well compared to the old PlayStation 4 controller. So that's them side-by-side. I would say that the PlayStation 5 controller does feel ever so slightly heavier. Not in a bad way, like it's still super light, but it does feel a bit more stockier than the PlayStation 4 controller. In regards to sort of looks though, still got the same base outlet in regards to, still got your normal X, circle, triangle and square here. Also still got your normal arrow keys on the left hand side of it as well as the two analog sticks that sit at the bottom. I probably would say that the analog sticks do probably sit ever so slightly higher up on the PlayStation 5 controller versus the PS4 controller. In regards to also the sort of major change is the touchpad that can be seen here as well. So in regards to the touchpad, if you do compare them, the big difference as well this year is that the light on the back of the controller is no longer there on the new PlayStation 5 controller, as you can see. So what they've done is that the light, instead of it being sort of a block light that sits on the back, it now sits in the ridge here and also goes all the way around the touchpad here, which I'll show you here as well. So the light, which I'll show you when we actually maybe get it up and running in a separate video, does sit all along this ridge and then all the way down to the side and underneath the touchpad, which I think is a really, really cool new design feature that the new controller has got, in all honesty. Also, the last thing is at the bottom of the controller, it's also got the headphone jack as well as the sort of few pins that it's got, which is for the charging docking station, which I've not purchased yet myself, but I probably will pick up in the future. So, and again, as you can just see here, the PlayStation bottom of it, it's got the headphone jack, and it's also got the pins there for the recharging docking station. So probably one of the other new features with the PlayStation 5 controller is the lack of colour. Obviously, it's gone for just a purely white and black aesthetic look, but that also is the same case for the colours that were on the PlayStation 4 controller as well. So the X, circle, triangle and square button, they've now lost their colour on the new PlayStation 5 one, and they are just sort of clear buttons with grey symbols. I do personally love the new look of the controller, just because I think it looks really pleasing to the eye, just in regards to the aesthetic that they're going for, the whole white and black theme as well. It just looks really good. So personally, the controller is a massive plus for me for the new console. Right guys, so that was it in regards to what was sort of in the accessories box that came with the main console box. Now, the only thing left to do is get the actual console out of this box as well. So let's just slide this down again as well. And the last thing to pull out will be the console itself. Go. So that's it. This box is now empty, so just pop that to the side for a second. So this is the console. Now, if we just really carefully remove the extra packaging that it's got with the console, and this side as well, let's remove that. Right, so what we've got left here is the actual console. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to really quickly take this out of the film that it's in, and then show you guys my first look of it. So guys, here it is finally after 7 years of from when the PS4 first came out, the PlayStation 5. So as you can see, first of all, as I mentioned before, I did go for the one with the disc drive, so that's what sits there. In all honesty, from my understanding, the only difference between how this one looks to the one that's sort of the digital deluxe edition is just that it's ever so slightly thinner, because it's just removed that disc drive, so it just sort of sits and finishes there instead of having this sort of extra bit that comes out to here because of the disc drive. So that's the only major difference in regards to how it looks aesthetically. So moving on to sort of just how the console looks and my first impression of it. Obviously, the first thing you can see at the front here is you've got the power button and the eject button. Again, that eject button is only there for the disc edition. You've then also on the front of it just got here the USB-C insert here, as well as just a normal USB there as well. So my first impression, guys, I love the look of it. I really, really do. I mean, it is really sleek. I love the new design in regards to these sort of almost archways that come off of it here, and sort of the main strip that then follows down the middle. From what I've sort of read and seen, a lot of the design for this new console is due to making sure that the heating system of it is as efficient, if I could say, as possible. So in regards to all this sort of space down the side here, that is all just room for it to breathe as much as possible. They did really want to make a strong console that was able to stand the sort of quality and depth that it's got, and not overheat or not having any sort of heating issues per se. So the fan that's in it, the sort of cooling vents here that you can see, all sort of built and designed around that concept. So if we just turn it around and spin it around here as well, as you may have already seen, the PlayStation logo is there as well on this side of it. You guys probably won't be able to see this. I'll probably get a closer footage of this as well, but on the inside of the console here, and it's also the same as well for the PlayStation controller, the new PS5 controller, the actual sort of little pattern that's on the inside, it's not just matte, it is actually the pattern of the X, circle, square and triangle of the PlayStation symbols, and that's sort of scattered around in a really sort of erratic pattern all the way on the inside. So that's just really a nice design concept that's come off really well, and we appreciate sort of additional bits of detail like that as well. In regards to the back of the console as well, as you can see here, all the sort of vents and things like that for the cooling system. And in regards to the sockets and things like back here as well, you've got your main power plug, which sits here at the bottom. You've also got the HDMI port, the ethanol port, and 2 extra USB ports as well. So that's what sits at the back of the console. So guys, just a quick side-by-side comparison from the original PlayStation 4 that I picked up sort of 7 years ago on the release date. So I actually never upgraded my PlayStation 4 the whole time I had it. My original lasted me the whole 7 years. So this is the original. I didn't get the PlayStation Pro or anything like that. This is the one that was released on release date for the PlayStation 4. And then as you can see here, the disc edition of the PlayStation 5. So straight away, I mean, the main thing is that size-wise, in all aspects, first of all, height, obviously, much bigger, the PlayStation 5 compared to the PS4. And in regards to also width as well, you can see here, the PlayStation 4 is actually quite thin in all honesty when compared to it, especially down here at the bottom of the PS5. Does look a lot thicker in regards to the design of it as well. Just giving you sort of a quick side-by-side comparison as well. You can see again, just height-wise, massive difference in regards to the two consoles as well. And again, if I just flip that around and show you the back as well, same sort of idea in regards to the sort of similar ports as well that are located on the back of the console as well. So, but I mean, like I said, I actually really don't mind the PlayStation 5 size, I have to say. Obviously, it's going to sort of probably sit horizontally in all honesty for my setup in my TV stand, because that's where I play at the time being, in my sort of living room on my main TV. So I'm not going to have a personal problem with the size or anything like that. Obviously, the PS4 quite more compact than the PlayStation 5, but again, just because of how aesthetically it looks, I think that the size-wise, you're actually getting more of an aesthetic look in regards to maybe your home as well. So I mean, I personally really love the new design of the PlayStation 5. But again, I have to say, I love the PlayStation 4. It's been a really amazing console for me, especially for the last 7 years. I've not really had any sort of massive gripes or problems with it, so I'm just really looking to sort of trying all the new updated graphics and new resolution and frames per second and things like that on the new console. I'm just really excited to sort of get in and play for you guys. So obviously aesthetic wise as well, in all honesty, for sort of PC gamers maybe that are picking up the console more to play the sort of PlayStation exclusive games and things like that, so the PC is their main sort of part of gaming, but they've sort of picked up the PS5 just as sort of like a secondary bit of game equipment. I think it's also going to sit next to your sort of PC quite well as well, in regards to it looks quite similar to sort of like the main console for the PC. So I think this is going to aesthetically sort of sit next to sort of PC gamers setups quite well as well. In regards to, I think that's what a massive positive of this new sort of white and black aesthetic is that it's going to sort of sit with most sort of new modern homes and sort of fit into their sort of design quite well as well. So again, in regards to the design quality of it, really, really well done from the guys over at Sony this year for the new PlayStation 5. Right guys, so the only other sort of like extra accessory that I picked up with the purchase of the PS5 was the Sony PlayStation HD Camera. So just in regards to this camera, I just picked up in regards to sort of potentially streaming with it or things like that. So I just thought it might be quite a handy bit of equipment to have with me, especially because I know it'll be already sort of all built in and compatible with the PlayStation 5. So let me just open this up for you guys really quickly and just show you what this looks like as well, just in case you guys were interested in purchasing it. So we've opened it up here. So in regards to opening up this box now, just pop it open. Few bits of instructions there, and then here's the actual camera itself. Now let me just really quickly get this out of its packaging for you so I can show you guys in a bit more depth. Right guys, so this is the HD camera that I picked up with the PS5. So in regards to, you can sort of see here that they're the main two camera points there. Also you can adjust this, so you can either have it so it sits underneath potentially sort of like a TV, so you can tilt it like that so it can sit on the bottom, or you can actually pull it down so it hangs on the back of a TV or a monitor or something like that in case you want to have it on top. So really flexible and sort of a cool design in regards to that. You don't need any sort of extra stand or anything like that. And just sort of pretty simple. It is what it is. Obviously got your cable that's going to plug straight into the back of the console as well, in regards to if you did want to stream from the console itself, if you didn't have a sort of a PC setup or anything. So really happy I picked that up for an extra sort of bit of money, just because I think it may come in handy again if I do want to sort of stream anything from the console itself straight away. Right guys, that about wraps it up for the unboxing of the PlayStation 5. So what my thoughts and opinions tonight, first of all, before I've actually got to play on it, I think it looks really, really good. I'm happy with the design of it. I'm happy with the sort of specs of what it looks like as well in regards to sort of this new next generation of gaming. Also really happy with the sort of the new additions and upgrades to, for example, the PS5 controller as well. Really happy with how that looks and how it's been upgraded from the old PS4 one. And again, things like this sort of the HD camera and the docking station, the docking charging station, which I'll want to pick up in the future. So my personal opinion on it, again, just before I've played it, really, really happy with how it looks, how it's come out, and I just can't wait for this sort of this new next few years of gaming on this and see how it sort of looks in regards to all the new games that are going to come out, as well as the games that I've already picked up beforehand as well. So really sort of happy on my side of things, really positive for the outlook of the PlayStation and going forward, and just happy to sort of have my hands on it finally and get playing it. Right guys, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this kind of content on my channel for the first time. If you did, make sure you subscribe, like and comment down below, and hit that notification bell just so you don't miss any upcoming future content on my channel as well. And I'll see you in the next video guys. Thanks so much for watching. Cheers, bye bye.